Could last night's game be an igniter for the Indians? An early 5-0 hole completely flipped around thanks to a lightning bolt from Tyler Holt. And another shutdown effort from the bullpen, starting this short road trip off on a high note. Now, can the Tribe follow it up and keep the momentum rolling? They'll try to go 3 games over 500 for the first time since July 19th. Next on Sports Time Ohio. From behind win of the season, the Cleveland Indians look to keep the momentum rolling tonight in the Twin Cities. From Target Field, it's Indians baseball Game 2 of this 3-game series between the Indians and the Minnesota Twins. Hi again, everyone. I'm Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. According to the Elias Sports Bureau, before last year, in the previous 54 seasons, only twice had the Indians overcome a 5-run first-inning deficit on the road to win a game. Now they've done it in back-to-back years, and last night's win came at just the right time for this ball club.
Well, when you fall behind early, you have to throw zeros on the board and let your offense come back in, and they did just that. A couple of big hits to get them back into it. They made it a 5-3 game, and they started pecking away. And then the big hit, Tyler Holt, gives them the lead finally. After they kept putting zeros on the board, they take the lead 6-5. They end up winning it 7-5, but the bullpen did their job as well, and what a job they've done this year. 28 wins, leads the American League. You can see their innings, their appearances, their strikeouts. They've been solid all year long, and Terry Francona actually went through 4 guys to get 3 outs in 1 inning last night.
That was one of the few times this year where you can look at it and say that was a true team victory, because a lot of different people played big roles for the Indians to overcome the early deficit and come back to get the series opening win. When we come back, we're going to talk about one of last night's heroes, Tyler Holt. McDonald's, I'm loving it. by your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By Panini's, get overstuffed at Panini's Bar and Grill. And by Jeep, visit Jeep.com to learn more. Welcome back to Target Field here in Minneapolis. Getting ready for the Indians and the Twins, Game 2 of this 3-game series. Last night, of course, the big story was the Indians coming back from a 5-run first-inning deficit, and a couple of key guys played big roles. Zach Walters had a big 2-run single that made it a 5-3 game for the Indians. And then later on, it was Tyler Holt, another one of the new young guys who came on in a pinch hit role and delivered the biggest hit of the ball game. And with more on Tyler Holt's odyssey yesterday, let's go downstairs and bring in Katie with him.
Odyssey, I like that. A perfect way to put it, actually, Matt. When you go through the day that Tyler Holt had, at 2:30 in the afternoon, he was unpacking his bag in Columbus, Ohio, when AAA manager Chris Tremi called him and said, get on a plane, you're headed to Minnesota for the 7:05 start. He landed here at 6:15, jumped in a cab to go straight to the ballpark, yet his cab driver did not know where Target Field was. He finally got here around 6:45, 6:50, grabbed whatever he could to eat, went straight into the cages. A few innings later, 6th inning, 2 outs, 2 on. Brad Mills comes running in, tells him, get out there, you're up next. And I thought afterwards he said something that was so good and so right on. With this opportunity and with that at bat, he just hasn't been thinking. He instead is going out and playing. And not only have we seen how he can play, but we've also seen the type of energy that he can bring. Rick, is that important to have?
Well, he's in the big leagues. It is very important. He's just happy to be here, and any opportunity he gets, he's got nothing to lose and everything to gain and open up some eyes.
By the way, I think I had that cab driver before here in Minnesota. We'll take a timeout. We're back with the first pitch, driving the Twins, coming up next right here on Sports Time Ohio. Your Northern Ohio Honda dealers. By the Cleveland Clinic. Call today for an appointment today. And by the Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. All right, we're ready for baseball here in Minnesota. Before we get to it, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Cleveland Indians tonight. For Terry Francona, it's brought to you by Progressive. Michael Bourne will lead it off, followed by Jose Ramirez. Michael Brantley batting third. Then it's Carlos Santana, Jason Kipnis, and Zach Walters, who has driven in A lot of runs now for the Indians, followed by Mike Aviles, Chris Dickerson, and Roberto Perez.
GMC starting pitcher Ricky Nolasco. He's making his 20th start this year, but his second since coming off the disabled list. He went on July 8th, had a right elbow strain. This will be his third start against the Indians this year. He has 2 no decisions. So he went out leading one time 6-5 and had a no decision, and left trailing 3-1 and had a no decision. So we'll see what he has to offer to the Indians. This is his third career start against the Tribe. Let's set the defense behind him. It looks like this. Schaefer is in left field, Santana in center, Arcia is in right. Plouffe is at third, Escobar at short, Dozier is at second, Maurer at first, with Fryer behind the plate. That defense is brought to you by Kia.
The umpires tonight, the crew chief Dale Scott calling the balls and strikes. Brian Knight, Adam Hamari, and C.B. Buckner on the bases. Michael Bourne ready to climb in and lead it off and get the game underway. Bourne last night went 2 for 4, had an RBI and a run scored. A fastball strike for Nolasco. 82 degrees, our game time temperature here this evening. That fastball in off the dish to even the count. Nine hits in his career against Nolasco.
Nolasco, a guy that they signed to a 4-year contract this December, trying to bolster up their starting pitching.
To say he's been a disappointment would be an understatement. Came off the DL and made a start last Friday against the Royals, giving up 5 runs in 6 innings. Ron Gardenhire says, quote, "We need to get results out of him. We need to see him get stronger and more consistent and give us a chance."
Well, yeah, you go out and sign a guy to a 4-year free agent deal. You know, $40 million, you expect him to produce, and he spent some time on the disabled list. So now, really, I mean, this whole Minnesota team, for the remaining 38 games that they have, they got to prove what they can do. They're not going to pencil anything in for next year, that's for sure.
The 1-2 to Bourne, down in the dirt. Well, Rick, to follow up on that, since you brought it up, Twins general manager Terry Ryan said, quote, "I don't know what kind of rotation depth we have here. I'll let you know around October the 1st. We need more productivity out of the rotation before you start anointing jobs for next year."
Right.
He said, "We have names, we have bodies, we have participants." Bourne strikes out. 1 down in the 1st. Our keys to the game brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Well, Michael Bourne was 0 for his first 2 last night.
Right.
But he had a big impact on the game later on.
Struck out both times up the first 2 times. But you're right, he certainly did.
Jose Ramirez did not play last night and fouls that pitch out of play. The Indians come into tonight's ball game with a mark of 63-61, and they've won 6 out of their last 8. So they've been playing in a pretty good stretch of baseball. As Ramirez grounds out, I mean, they had that one stretch earlier this year where they won 9 out of 10. Outside of that, though, they haven't been able to put together an extended period where you can say, wow, they've won X number of games and look good doing it. It's been 2-3 wins, couple of losses, 2 or 3 wins, couple of losses.
Yeah, when you look at their monthly put out, you know, April they struggled, 11-17, and then 15-13 in May, 13-13 in June, 14-12 in July. you know, they've been able to get off to good starts of months, but they haven't been able to finish it off. They're 10-6 for the month of August.
And that's where they are right again.
Right.
You know, you hit the nail right on the head, because they put themselves in position to have a good month, but to this point in the season, they haven't been able to finish it off. If they can finish this month strong, then they will have put themselves in position to make a legitimate run in September. The 1-0.
Yeah, I think what you're saying, there has to be a sense of urgency for these players.
And I think there is. I get the sense that there is. You watched Terry Francona last night manage. You get the sense that there is.
Well, when we watched them last night down 5-0, they came out and they had quality at bats. They had opportunities every single inning. And to me, that's you know, not giving anything away. You're not waiting for anything. You get out and you get after it.
Well, and Terry even said, look, the way our position players battled last night to get back in the game, I owed it to them to go out and make every move possible that I could to give us a chance to win. And every move worked out perfectly.
Well, and on the other hand, Ron Gardenhire says, hey, you can't go out in the first, score 5 runs, and then not score again. You know, when you look at the other side of it, where you're saying, hey, we have to add on. You take a little momentum away from a team that's trying to climb back into it, and you can knock them out. You can knock them down a peg.
Yeah, Gardenhire said we score 5 in the first and then nothing.
Yeah.
You can't shut down on a team like that.
Well, and he feels his starting pitcher last night.
Yeah, Kyle Gibson didn't do himself any favors.
No, he did not. He felt like he was just pitching to lose, not to win.
Nice play up the middle by Escobar to retire Brantley. And the Indians go 1-2-3 here in the first. Ron Gardenhire all smiles after his team got out of the scoreless top half of the first. Now in the bottom half, let's take a look at his starting lineup, brought to you by Toyota. Danny Santana, Brian Dozier, and Joe Mauer. Then it's Kenny Vargas, Oswaldo Arcia, who's been tearing it up of late, Trevor Plouffe. Then it's Eduardo Escobar, Eric Fryer, and Jordan Schaefer.
GMC starting pitcher T.J. House, his 12th career start. House is 1-3 with a .413 earned run average. He's looking for his first win on the road in his career. In his last start, it was against Cincinnati, the National League. He was shut out 4-0, and actually 4 times that he has been on the mound that they have not scored him a run out there. So he's looking for a little help from his offense too.
Danny Santana takes. It's a called strike over the outside corner. Santana started the game last night for Minnesota with a bang. He had a double, and that ignited Minnesota. And that 5-run first, the first 5 all reached, all scored against Trevor Bauer. Missed outside, 2-1. Out of play, and the count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
TJ made a start against the Twins here on July 21st, where he was able to go 5 innings, 6 hits, and 3 runs. He left trailing 3-2 in that game. Ended up getting a no decision as the Twins won it 4-3.
To third, Mike Aviles in there tonight. Makes a perfect throw across, 1 down.
Let's check out the Kia Tribe defense behind house tonight. It looks like this. It'll be Brantley in left, Bourne in center. Dickerson is in right. Aviles gets the start at third this evening. Ramirez is at short. Kipnis at second. Santana at first with Perez doing the catching.
Up comes Brian Dozier. Dozier with 20 dingers, 25 doubles, and 19 stolen bases. And he's also third in the American League in walks. So he's having a fantastic season.
Yeah, his average is down, but he can draw the walk and get on base.
Ripped in the left field, a base hit.
Not to mention he made a couple of beautiful plays last night defensively at second base. You know, you see him put the ball in play like that, and he has such a good swing. You wonder why he's not hitting higher than 230. But right-handers against TJ House this year, hitting .321. He will give up the hits.
Joe Mauer had 2 hits last night. Drove in a run, scored 1. Mauer has collected a hit in 19 of his last 20 games. A little bit off the plate. Just outside. Kind of hard to believe Mauer, when you look at his numbers this year, batting .239 against left-handed pitchers. Usually he's pretty even across the board. Much better this year against right-handers, hitting .297. Runner
Good
goes,
job.
pitch in the dirt. Perez throw down, not in time. Made it close, but Dozier picks up his 20th steal of the year. So he's a 20-20 man for Minnesota.
The 6th player in Minnesota history. He took off and he had a great move. And you can see not going to throw him out. I don't care who you are. He had a very good jump. And that's the first stolen base attempt against the Indians in the last 6 games. They had 5 consecutive games. They've done it 2 other times this year. But he steals it. He guessed right. And he is now a 20-20 guy.
Meanwhile, Mauer's in a good count here, 3-1. He checks on a ball that's low, and it's a walk. 2 on, 1 out. Kenny Vargas, switch hitter, going to bat here with 2 on and 1 out in the first inning. Vargas last night had an RBI single in the first inning, also came around to score. He was out here early today doing some work before the game with Tom Brunansky, the Twins hitting coach, checks on a ball down low. Pulls it foul.
There's Tom Brunansky. Speaking of his birthday today, got Bobby Cuellar, pitching coach, and Tom Brunansky.
Brunansky's 54 and Bobby Cuellar out in the bullpen is 62. Swung on and missed in the count, of ball and 2 strikes. Vargas has hit in 14 of the 17 games he's played here in the big leagues this year. And he bangs this one. Double play ball here. Kipnis to Ramirez, back to first, and that'll end the inning. So TJ House gets the 2-for-1 ball, and after 1, no score in Minneapolis. Is brought to you by the all-new Sunnyside Chevrolet in Elyria. Sunny will save you money. By Levin Mattress, located in all Levin furniture and freestanding locations. And by Kia. Visit mykiacleveland.com to learn more. No score, second inning here at Target Field. Carlos Santana will lead off for Cleveland. He's 0 for 3 with a walk last night. Velasco's pitch is low and away, ball 1. This down and in, 2-0. Ricky Nolasco was born and raised in California. Originally drafted by the Cubs in the 4th round back in 2001. Out of Rialto High School. Grew up in Corona, California. That's hit high in the air, deep right field, over his Arcia, and he'll make the catch on the warning track. 1 away. Our stat of the game brought to you by Buick. Within the Central Division, look how tight it is. Best record, Detroit, 3 over 500. Worst record, the White Sox, 3 under 500. Indians closed to within a game of that 500 mark with their win last night. Nobody's beaten up on anybody this year.
You know, I haven't seen it this closely contested in a while.
Now, as you pointed out last night, though, you're getting to that point in the season here. It's late August. And some of the lesser teams, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but Minnesota's a season high 14 games under 500. If they really struggle down the stretch, then maybe somebody could take advantage of them, or Chicago if they start to fade.
They're gonna play hard, as they always do for Ron Gardenhire, but their pitching isn't there. And yes, you can come in here and this is the team you're supposed to beat if you're going to be a playoff caliber team.
I'm sure Cleveland, I'm sure Detroit, obviously, and Kansas City are all saying, look, when we play Minnesota and Chicago the rest of the way, we have to win those games. That's just a fact. You look at it and say we have to take advantage of those matchups.
And you think about it, you go out there with that attitude, we have to win every game anyway, no matter who you're playing. And then you settle for winning a series.
Zach Walters puts a charge into a ball deep right center field, and that baby is gone. Zach Walters with his 3rd home run as an Indian. And he continues with the thunderous bat. Drove in 2 runs last night with a key hit, and now he homers with 2 outs here in the 2nd to give the Indians a 1-0 lead.
Well, his 3rd home run and his 5th RBI. This guy is a dead low ball hitter. You throw it down here, he likes it. That's his happy zone when you get it down knees to about mid-thigh. Reminds me a little bit of Yan Gomes, who is such a great low ball hitter, and the Indians are going to play from in front 1-0.
Upstairs, ball 1 to Mike Aviles.
17th home run given up by Nolasco.
Well, that's the 2nd night, Rick, that an Indians hitter has hit a home run to the 2nd deck in this ballpark. Last night it was Yan Gomes to left field, and tonight Walters gets it up into that 2nd tier in right field. They tell me it's 420 feet on the distance as Aviles swings through a high heater. The count is 2-1. Tell you what, that Walters is really showing a lot of promise the way he swings the bat. We haven't seen him really play the field much. He's been DHing a lot.
Well, here before it's all said and done, they're going to have to find out what position he's going to be playing.
Mike Aviles singles sharply to left field, and the inning stays alive.
Watch how he goes down and hits this pitch. Boy, just a pretty swing right on it.
No vibration in that bat whatsoever on that phantom cam look. That was clearly crushed.
That's where, as a hitter, you don't even feel that. The bat just goes through the air. You don't feel it. And it just jumps and it gets out of here, and it goes a long way.
Every 5 or 6 rounds of golf, I hit one ball like
where
that.
you don't feel it. Practice, my friend. It takes practice. He was out for extra batting practice yesterday. Walters was.
Came over from Washington in the Asdrubal Cabrera trade, and he's already paid dividends for Cleveland.
Should be a fair ball.
It is, and the inning is over. But Zach Walters has the Indians in front with his 3rd home run as a Cleveland Indian.
Free Indians game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. You get live look-ins, instant replay, scores, stats, audio, free MLB TV game of the day, and more. Download on the App Store, or you can visit Indians.com.
Oswaldo Arcia will lead off here in the bottom of the second for Minnesota. And he takes a strike. Fouled right into Dale Scott. Not sure where it nailed him, but he took the brunt, and it's 0-2.
Got him on the arm.
Yeah, sure did.
The forearm, it looked like. So they'll give him a little time. Arcia has been pretty hot with the long ball. He's homered in 3 straight games. Just don't make a mistake in the inner part of the plate with this guy, or the way he's swinging it. See, you do something inside, he's going to make you pay the way he's swinging it. You got to make sure you stay away from him. Use the big part of the field.
Well, at least he kept them in the yard, because the way he's been swinging it, usually when he hits them, they go.
Yes, he's lucky he kept it in the yard, because that was a hanging breaking ball in the middle of the plate in. Right now, his timing is very good. He's seeing the ball very well.
Trevor Plouffe was 0 for 4 last night. And takes ball 1 outside. Hit pretty well to center. And Michael Bourne able to race back to get it. 1 down. Don't forget, you can tweet your photos to us using the hashtag STOFanPhoto for a chance to have them shown during our telecast this year. It's all courtesy of AT&T. Eduardo Escobar, a pair of singles last night. Up the middle, he's got another base hit. Stopping at second base is Arcia. And there are 2 on with 1 out here in the second inning, just as they had in the first.
It's a pretty good pitch to hit right there. Fastball away, first pitch. He's looking for it. He gets all over it and hits it right back up the middle. Well, the Twins now with 3 hits. But this is what House, he never really gets rattled. He pitches well with guys on base, with runners in scoring position. He bends, but a lot of times he doesn't break.
I have to believe a lot of that comes from knowing who you are as a pitcher. And he knows that he's a pitch to contact guy. He knows that sometimes he's going to give up hits. He's going to have traffic, but I think he's comfortable with that.
Well,
some guys that get out of the stretch and they're a completely different animal, but I don't think it phases him.
Well, he doesn't change and try and overthrow or anything like that. He's a, you're right, pitch to contact, a finesse guy, let's say. He has to throw strikes, and he normally does. Throws a lot of them.
He's looking for another double play ball here.
Off the foot.
Yeah. That would have been a good candidate for one.
It would have been perfect.
I'll tell you what, folks, you didn't get to see it because it's a foul ball, but Mike Aviles ran over, fielded that ball, stepped on third, and just casually flipped it to first. Carlos Santana never moved. The ball hit him right square in the glove. He was standing on first base. I mean, he just...
It was, yeah, just nonchalant.
And he was dead perfect. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. And T.J. House gets out number 2 here in the second inning. Oh, we do have video. Okay, just watch how he just kind of casually
he knows it's a foul
flips
ball.
this thing.
Stepped
Watch,
on the bag.
watch Carlos Santana. Doesn't even move. Bang. These guys are good, folks. These guys are good.
It was a foul ball. He knew it.
That's like watching guys in the NBA when they warm up and just casually flip one from half court.
Yeah.
Boom. And they sink
hit
it.
10 straight wherever they're shooting from.
Number 9 hitter Jordan Schaefer 0 for 2 last night. Good pitch. Boy, he took advantage of the hitter's aggressiveness right there. You could see Schaefer was geared up to try and mash a fastball, and he didn't get the fastball.
No. Little slide piece there. Going away from the barrel of the bat. It was a good location.
Just missed the outside corner. And it's 2-1.
Yeah, a little off the plate.
Upstairs with a fastball. And he's falling behind Schaefer now, 3-1. Danny Santana waiting on deck. Letter high strike, full count. The runners will be off on the 3-2 pitch now. Right back to TJ. He was looking to second, but he might have forgotten how many outs there were.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. There were 2 outs.
So that'll end the inning. He gets out of trouble for the second inning in a row, and it remains Cleveland 1, Minnesota 0. C.J. House, I think he forgot how many outs there were because he turned thinking he was going to turn a double play.
Look, Aviles is on him. The guys are going to tell him about that. You know, he double play ball all the way. It's the only problem. There's 2 outs.
Nobody's there. They're
no one's covering. They're thinking.
They're all pointing to first. Throw it over
there.
there.
First base, man. First base. That happens.
Roberto Perez will lead off the third for Cleveland. This young man doesn't get cheated. He drives one to deep right field. Back is Arcia, and it's over his head. Hits off the built-in scoreboard. And he's into second base with a leadoff double. Boy, the Indians have some young hitters who go up there with an aggressive mindset.
I like it.
And it's fun to watch.
I like it. Watch. He gets after that first pitch. He's thrown some changeups on the first pitch so far today, but that's a fastball. And Perez takes it. You can see it hits that little railing up there on the padding of the scoreboard. So he gets a double. He's getting the start tonight, so Gomes can start tomorrow with Kluber. It's a noon game.
Michael Bourne squaring the bunt. Pulls it back, and it's ball 1. Bourne wants to try to get Perez over to third. And with his speed, a sacrifice could turn into a hit very quickly. Not to mention, you put the pressure on the defense, and if they misfire, well, try to hurry a throw, then you cash in big time.
And of anybody that has more at-bats against Velasco, it is Michael Bourne. You know, so he has a track record. If he feels he can pull that ball on the ground, you can do that as well.
Now he's in a 2-0 count. Might change his thought process.
You know, you don't have to bunt. Just like that. Now you see, Perez made a mistake. Even though that ball was over there, he froze. So Bourne really did what he was supposed to do, and Perez froze out there on him. You know, and he didn't get a good secondary lead. There it is. He should have been off right now. Go. See him freeze? Like, he's not going to catch that ball in the air. He should have been on third base. That's, you know, I know it was hit hard. I don't think that Dozier would have made a throw over there, but he didn't get a good read on it. And there's your run.
Jose Ramirez instead a fly ball to center field, and Perez is still on second base. 2 down. Our great clip of the game from last night. Rookie Tyler Holt with his first RBIs, and boy, were they big. Put the Indians in front to stay. They were down 5-4 before that 2-run double. Made it 6-5 Cleveland. You know, Rick, in a lot of sports, basketball, football, for example, a play like that was just made with Roberto Perez, you would say, oh, that's a rookie mistake. But in baseball, you can't really use that excuse because the game's the same regardless of the level. That's a fundamental play right there.
Yeah, it's just not getting the read off the bat. I mean, he's not blessed with good speed. Let's face it. You know, so he's going to be defensive out there. He hasn't played a lot. You know, so you give him a break because he hasn't been out there. But deep down, he knows in his own mind, I should be on third base. My guy pulled the ball. I should be over there.
Is that part of it, though, when you're not playing a lot?
It has something to do with it. You're more afraid of making a mistake. You're going to be more cautious. You're not going to be aggressive. Being out there every day certainly helps. But, you know, he doesn't get a whole lot of starts. And, you know, it's just one of those things. I'm sure someone will say something to him or talk to him about it.
Well, Michael Brantley will try to pick him up here with 2 outs.
And let's hope he can do that.
Count 2-1. Brantley leads the ball club with 80 runs batted in. And hitting .351 on the year with runners in scoring position. Back to the screen. The count evens 2-2. Michael swung and missed it. A ball down and in. And Velasco works around the leadoff double. Cleveland 1, Minnesota nothing, middle of the third. Bottom of the third, and a reminder as you enjoy a cold one tonight to stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. I was killing time this afternoon in the room, and I was on YouTube, and I don't know why or how this happened, but I started looking at all the old Miller Lite commercials. They are still some of the best commercials that have ever been on television. Yeah.
With them when they had the retired athletes.
Yeah, and those are all guys from your era too. A lot of the guys you played with and against. You know, one with George Steinbrenner and Billy Martin, they're arguing at the table.
Yes.
One with Boog Powell and the old umpire. He takes Boog's glasses and puts them on to read the beer bottle, and then looks, hey, you're Boog Powell. You know, boy, those are just priceless. I wish they'd bring those back. You know, just start re-airing them again. There's a line drive into center field and a base hit. So the beat continues here for Minnesota. They've been able to hit T.J. House, but he's been able to make big pitches in key spots through the first 2 innings to get out of trouble.
Yeah, second straight inning where they've had their leadoff man aboard. In the first, it was a 1-out single. So they have had base runners every inning. Going through this lineup now for the second time.
Brian Dozier ripped a base hit in the left field his first time up. Bunts it.
Oh, it's got to go foul.
Yes, it will.
Hit the lip of the grass. That was a really nice bunt. It would have been a base hit.
It was hugging the grass there for a while.
It was the right idea. And right there it caught, I think, on that second bounce. There you'll see it rolling with that spin on it. You almost have to deaden it as a hitter on that grass. Right idea.
Danny Santana with a dozen steals this year. He has been caught 3 times.
Well, this is where it's a guessing game with the left-hander, and Dozier guessed right. You see that?
They almost had him picked because he was itching to go. He was leaning the wrong way. The house might have been just a tick off getting rid of the baseball.
Yeah, you watch. You have time. That goes to show you on a left-hander's move, sometimes you do have time to make that step and still get back. There's a nice quick slide step. But in turn, sometimes when you try and get rid of it so quickly, you rush a little bit and you're up in the strike zone like he was up and away. Arm never really catches up.
So now it's a 1-1 count. And Dozier fouls it away.
I always feel that the more times that a left-hander throws over there, the more chances you have of someone picking up something in your move and in your delivery. You got Paul Molitor over there coaching first base, who was an excellent base stealer. He's got his eyes glued to TJ House. They've already guessed right once, but he knows they're trying to apply some pressure. That slide step right there is just all you have to do. That's quick enough to give Perez an opportunity to throw out any base stealer that is going to try and steal.
There's the Hall of Famer Paul Molitor. Swung on and missed. TJ House has his second strikeout of the night. One down in the third.
Wasn't it? Yeah. Good changeup down and away. Really pulled the string on him. Good arm speed. You can see Dozier out in front of that pitch. Nicely executed there.
Now Joe Mauer, who walked his first time up. Mauer's only played in 84 games this year, but he leads the team in grounding into double plays. Usually because when he hits them so doggone hard that if it's at an infielder,
he hits him hard and he hits it to the middle part of the field. And that's where your best fielders are, and that's where they're going to turn a pair.
Perez snaps the throw down to first, but it was off target. And Santana comes off the bag to pick it. Indians paying a lot of attention to Santana at first base, and I'm not talking about Carlos. There's a strike. Mauer looked like he was taking all the way.
Yeah, he takes a lot of pitches. You look down there, he gets himself into good hitters counts. He's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. He's one of those hitters. He'll watch a lot of pitches go by.
And TJ House, one of his best fastballs of the night. He just reared back and tried to blow it by him, and he did. 91 miles an hour.
You know, that's maybe because he threw the 2-0 changeup at about 82.
That was close again. And a full count.
Let's take a look at this on our Nissan pitch tracker. It's down, and it is. It's low.
Runner goes, 3-2 fouled back.
Right there, Ron Gardner is telling you he thinks Mauer's going to put the ball in play. He's not concerned about him swinging and missing. That's why he's going to start his runner, Santana. And you're not going to get a jump because he had a pretty quick slide step there. So he's just banking that Mauer's going to put the ball in play and try and stay out of the double play.
Ground ball towards third baseman Mike Aviles. His only play is at first with the runner moving. And there are 2 down. Santana's now in scoring position. Time now for a Mazda game break. Let's go back to the studios. Here's Al Pawlowski. All right, thanks, Al. Did he say Miguel Cabrera scored all the way from first?
Well, if he did, he must have banged around in the corner for a while.
You don't see that every day. Here's Kenny Vargas, banged into a double play to end the first inning. Runner in scoring position with 2 down here in the third, and the Indians leading it 1-0. Kenny Vargas is DHing here tonight. And when he made his major league debut on August the 5th here at Target Field, during batting practice, Ron Gardenhire walked out on the right field and he saw Vargas shagging fly balls with a bat in his hand. Gardenhire said that's a no-no. He said, I didn't say anything to him right then because I wanted him to enjoy himself, but eventually he said, we'll tell him he has to take his glove to the outfield when you shag.
He's not a coach.
But they're trying to work with him at first base, trying to smooth him out as a defender. Banged on the ground towards third baseman Mike Aviles, and he throws him out. So another hit. Another man stranded for Minnesota. They've left 5 on base through the first 3, and the Indians lead it 1-0.
On a Terry Francona jersey that'll be courtesy of Northeast Ohio Media Group. That'll take place Saturday, August 23rd. Plus, Pierre's Ice Cream presents Van Halen Fireworks. That's after the Indians host the Houston Astros. You can go to Indians.com for your tickets.
Carlos Santana to lead off for the Indians here in the fourth. He led off the second and just missed hitting a home run. He drove it to deep right field, but it died on the warning track. That's driven to deep right field on the move. Arcia won't get it. It'll short hop the wall, and Carlos headlong into second base with a leadoff double.
And Carlos
Second
just
inning in a row
loves to hit in this ballpark. A line drive, and it didn't look like Garcia ran a very good angle on it. He thought he was going to cut it off. That ball was hit harder than he thought. That carried in the air. He goes diving in head first. Second straight inning, as you were going to say, with a leadoff double.
Yeah, they couldn't get him over last inning. We'll see what Jason Kipnis can muster up now here. Slide to left. His only time up in the second inning.
3 out of the 4 hits for the Indians, extra bases.
And it's outside for ball 1.
Again, same situation as you had last inning. You want to get that guy over to third base. Kipnis will be looking for something he can pull here.
Well, he wanted to try to bunt, but the pitch misses, and it's 2-0. Kipnis doesn't hit the ball on the ground to the left side. He'll drive the ball to left field, but usually if he hits the ball on the ground, it's a pull, which is why they play him with a huge hole on the left side of the infield. They're figuring if he's going to hit it on the ground, he'll pull it, or he might hit one up the middle. But you see that gaping hole on the left side of the infield. Taking all the way, 3-0. It's in for a strike.
Yeah, so remain patient. Make him come to you.
Velasco shaking off a couple of times, now steps away.
Well, these are counts now. When you get hitters like this, you have a feeling they could be swinging very easily here. 3-0, or excuse me, 3-1.
Well, he had a fastball that was maybe just up out of the zone. And I mean the hitting zone. So a full count. And the payoff pitch is popped back out of play.
Boy, he left him a nice pitch to hit right there on a slider. He left this middle of plate. They wanted it in on the hands, and you can see where that ball stayed.
Velasco might have been fortunate if that ball hung high enough that it wasn't quite in the red zone for Kipnis. 3-2. That one was, and it smashed to deep right field. Arcia won't get this one. Off the wall. Coming around to score is Santana. Kipnis into second base with a double. They switch places, and the Indians lead it 2-0. As Kipnis picks up his 20th double of the year and his 38th run batted in.
Well, there you go. He missed what he had, but he didn't miss the second one. And he drives it. He gets the bonus. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. That one was down a little bit more, Matt, and he was able to get the barrel head of the bat to it. He will hit it off the auxiliary scoreboard. It's back-to-back doubles. There you go. He's right on that one. So they trade places. They take a 2-0 lead for Kipnis. That's his 38th RBI.
Now Jason Kipnis takes his lead as Zach Walters steps in, and Walters homered to the second deck in right field his last time up. Pops this one to left field. Schaefer back. Kipnis tags, but he'll have to hold. And that's the first out of the inning. Let's take a look at our injury report, brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. Here's where the Indians are at right now in terms of the disabled list, and the Twins, of course, are missing Mike Pelfrey. Nick Swisher had surgery on both of his knees today, and with more on that, let's go downstairs to Katie.
Matt, Terry Francona spoke about that, said that recovery time is going to be 8 to 10 weeks, so essentially it is season ending. He will begin rehab on Friday. They think this is a good thing because it'll give him time to work on both of those knees as well as that shoulder that he's been dealing with, and they expect him to be at full strength come spring training.
All right, thanks, Katie. And as I understand it, these aren't what you consider major type knee surgeries, where you think of mostly football players having ACL reconstructive knee surgeries. These are essentially cleanups that repair the cartilage tear, the meniscus, and so that's why 8 to 10 weeks they figure he should be ready to rock and roll with the off-season conditioning and what have you. But he will not play again this year. 1-1 pitch. And there's that slider that hung, but it dropped over the inside corner for a strike.
That looked a lot slower. That was 75 miles per hour. That might have been a curveball.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You know, his slider has been a little tighter, and it's been flat. That's the first time I've seen the curveball tonight.
I was just going to say, I'm not sure we've seen one. And he comes right back with a fastball off the plate. 2-2 for Aviles, who rifled a single to left his first time up. Indians with a 2-0 lead. Kipnis at second base with one out here in the fourth inning. In the dirt, and that's going to get Kipnis to third as the ball goes into the camera pit next to the dugout.
Well, wild pitch. You take that. Opportunity now to add one more, as they're going to have to bring their infield in.
Last night, a wild pitch got a run home for the Indians. Here tonight, a wild pitch could lead to a run for Cleveland. 3-2 count for Aviles with the infield now drawn in. And a foul right back. Might have been the best fastball of the night for Nolasco, up to 93. Aviles trying to get him home from third, less than 2 outs. A little tougher though when that runner gets to third and you've already got 2 strikes on you.
Yeah, you've got to battle.
Boy, you talk about just trying to fight it off. It was probably a ball, but
yeah, it was. You go into protect mode is what he's doing. He's saying, remember he threw him that breaking ball?
Yeah.
That one stayed up earlier in the count. That one didn't break. That one sort of backed up on him, but he wasn't going to take any chances of it breaking down. He wasn't going to get called out. Protect mode.
Kipnis at third with one out. And a 3-2 pitch. Broken bat blooper into center field. It'll drop for a hit. Aviles has RBI number 30, and the Indians have a 3-0 lead.
Well done. Mike Aviles broke a bat his first time up, hit it down the left field line, and he just gets his job done. You don't have to hit it hard with that infield in. Man on third base, less than 2 outs. There you go. Tried to run that fastball by him. Breaks his bat, but there's a ribby there. That's a good feeling. Get your job done. The wild pitch now pays dividends for the Indians. It's 3-0.
And now Chris Dickerson to the plate. Grounded to first. His only time up. Aviles takes off on the first movement, and he has himself a stolen. No, they call him out. What?
No,
wait a minute.
That's what Mike's saying. He's saying, wait a minute, I'm not out. He called a timeout.
Did I miss something?
No, he's saying, are you kidding me? Why are you calling me out? And Terry's going to take the walk out. We'll get looks at it. He's going to look for his video man to take a peek at it. It looked like he was safe. It looked like he had a great jump, and he gets in there. Trailing the play is Adam Hamari, the umpire.
Oh, I'm not sure he ever even really tagged him. They will challenge it.
Hard to tell. It's a snow cone.
Yeah, he barely hung on to the ball.
It is a snow cone. We'll see. So it is a Cleveland challenge.
Mike Aviles was convinced he was safe, and I think he will win this challenge. I think this will get overturned.
Watch his foot. I think it's on the base by the time that ball gets in the glove and he has a chance. It's on the base. And he never
That's where he tags him right there, I think. I might have got him on the back leg, Rick. On the left. The glove might get him on the left thigh, but he's already on the base.
Yeah.
Here's your best look at it.
Aviles is telling all three of those guys out there how he beat that throw while they're looking at it on the replay. Yeah,
there's where the tag. Oh, here we've got a decision.
I think he's safe. Yeah, that's a stolen base. Good call, Mike. He may be umping third tomorrow.
He's 2 for 2 this year that I can remember. Remember in Oakland, first series of the year,
where he says, "Come on out."
Aviles was called out on a phantom swipe tag.
Right.
He told Terry Francona to come out and challenge it. He did, and Mike was right.
Well, his foot's on the base by the time the ball hits his leg, so good call. He gets a stolen base. That's number 12 for him.
Could change the complexion of this inning too. The Indians already have 2 in. That would almost effectively have ended any kind of potential for further rally. But now only 1 out and another runner in scoring position. As Chris Dickerson awaits an 0-1 pitch from Nolasco. And a foul back, 0-2 the count. Roberto Perez waiting on deck. And he takes that curve down in the dirt. And he's rung up. Third strikeout for Nolasco. 2 down here in the 4th. Tweet your Indians questions to Tribe reporter Joe Reedy from FoxSportsOhio.com right now. Please. I think should be in there. Follow him on Twitter at Joe Reedy for the latest updates on the Indians and all things baseball. Here's Roberto Perez, who doubled off the wall in right field his first time up. He got a first pitch fastball and he jumped on it.
Yeah, he won't see a first pitch fastball again.
No surprise
That's
there.
The one thing about young players, when you haven't faced them before, and you're a veteran, you're coming out here, say, okay, I'll give this kid a fastball first pitch, bam, off the wall. Okay, he won't see another fastball first pitch. Perez can hit a fastball.
And that breaking ball just missed outside. To a pitch. Right back up the middle. It gets by Nolasco. Dozier, the second baseman, flips it over, and the inning comes to an end. But the Indians get two to add to their lead. Kipnis, Aviles, both drive in runs. The Indians are looking good. Middle of the fourth. The bottom of the fourth, and it's time for our Hear Right Audiology Sounds of the Game.
Our bullpen is accepting a challenge, the Ice Bucket Challenge from Callie Atchison.
Wow. Massive dump.
It's like a fraternity, man. They're
pledging. Like hazing, right? Yeah. And now, how about Phantom Cam Ice Bucket Challenge? Nick Hagedorn wearing
man, you rang. Look at that. That just looks cold, doesn't it?
Well done, boys. Well done. Oswaldo Arcia leading off here in the home half of the fourth. He singled his first time up in the second. And he takes a strike from TJ House. If you're not part of the social media network and you're wondering what just happened there with buckets of water, the Ice Bucket Challenge is all to raise awareness for ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. It was really inspired by Pete Frates, who was a baseball player. He was a captain at Boston College and who is fighting ALS. And a called third strike. Arcia rung up by TJ House, who has 3 Ks now on the night, 1 down here in the fourth inning. This was not the Ice Bucket Challenge. This was to get the field get the tarp on the field challenge at Wrigley. And I mean, you talk about an epic fail.
Yeah.
What happened, I wonder?
I have no idea. And look, they were going to try and fix it, but they didn't. At about 1:30, they had to call the game.
The Cubs had the lead.
2-0.
Mike Krukow was on the air. I thought he was going to come through the television set. He was so angry. He thought the Cubs grounds crew was doing it on purpose because they had the lead and it was an official game at that point. He was incensed on the air. Well, turns out San Francisco protested, and the league has upheld their protest. That game will be picked up where it left off tomorrow at, I think, 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then they'll play their regularly scheduled game after it concludes, with the Cubs leading 2-0.
Yeah, that was a wild night. And, you know, the funny thing of it was is the White Sox were in town, too, playing on the south side, and they didn't even have a rain delay.
Second strikeout for T.J. House, 2 down here in the fourth. And how about, get this, it's the first protest that has been overturned or won by a team in 28 years. So, you know, you always hear about, we're going to protest, we're going to take this to the league. Very rarely does anything ever happen.
What was it, 86 in Pittsburgh?
1986, the Pirates won a protest
against the Cardinals
and still lost the game.
Yeah.
Your Cardinals are always doing something kind of sneaky. I don't know.
Well, the bottom line, they won the game. You lose the protest and win the game.
Eduardo Escobar skies one to center. Michael Bourne has it. And
Nice
T.J. House has his first clean inning of the night. 1, 2, 3. And through 4. It's 3-0 Cleveland.
Well, Matt, you just were able to talk about our sounds of the game, and you saw the relievers getting soaked. You want to make sure and stick around after the game. Terry Francona himself has been challenged by Boston manager John Farrell to take the Ice Bucket Challenge. We will have it live in our post-game show in the dugout right after the game, and I think a couple of the coaches will be joining him as well.
Why don't you get in there too, Katie?
I'm going to try to stand a safe distance away, Matt.
As big as buckets as those guys use, I would. Stay 10 feet away.
Big curveball drops in for a strike to Michael Bourne. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Bouncer to first base. Now the flip, and Velasco beats Bourne to the bag, 1 away.
Well, Wayside Furniture presents fireworks. That'll take place August 22nd. The Indians will take on the Houston Astros. That'll be Friday night. And then Sugardale Dollar Dogs also available all game long. Visit Indians.com.
Jose Ramirez 0 for 2 on the night. back into the seats on a play.
Send along our birthday wishes tonight to Walter Wheel, turning 90 out in Strongsville. Walter, happy birthday to you. That curveball got away from him.
That ball is lined to center field for a base hit. Jose Ramirez 1 for 3 on the night. 7th hit of the night for Cleveland as Michael Brantley heads to the plate. Don't forget, America's new sports network is the place to turn before every slam, every goal, and every game with America's pregame weeknights at 6 only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Michael Brantley 0 for 2 tonight. And a fastball in there for a strike. Ramirez draws the throw. It's hard to first. Mauer comes off the bag, makes a nice play, and they turn a double play. Well played, Mauer. Terry Francona out of the dugout. He might have a challenge here. We'll see. No, he says it's good. As Mauer made a nice play on the pick. A little bit of a low throw, but he got back to the bag and scooped it out just in time to get Brantley, and the inning is over. Middle of the 5th, Cleveland 3, Minnesota 0. Bottom of the 5th, and Eric Fryer shortened as if the bunt but pulled it back. Struck out his only time up in the 2nd inning. TJ House has retired 6 straight.
Well, he had a beautiful 1-2-3 inning for the first time tonight after they went out and put 2 on the board, which was very good. In his last start here on the 21st of July, he went 5 innings and gave up 6 hits and 3 runs. Tonight the Indians have been able to put a couple on the board for him early.
Well, he walks the leadoff man. And that snaps that string of 6 straight.
Well, 4-3-2-1 is back this year at Progressive Field. Fans again take advantage of the $4 12-ounce beers, $3 hot dogs, $2 soda refills. Plus, you can also visit Indians.com if you would like to get your tickets and the details.
Jordan Schaefer tapped one back to the mound his first time up. Drag bunt. House off the mound. Flips it to first. They get Schaefer. Fryer goes to second.
They'll give him a sacrifice.
Yeah, that's
I mean, he was bunting for a base hit, but you know that's how it always goes. House did a nice job of bouncing off the mound, getting over there to the first base side, just flipping the ball out of the bare hand, giving Santana enough time, a good look at it. So they have the runner move up on the sacrifice.
Danny Santana, 1 for 2 tonight. Back out of play. One ball, 1 strike. Bounced to third, but foul. Well, Detroit is beating up on Tampa Bay tonight, 6-0. They're in the 9th down at St. Pete. The Astros are taking it to the Yankees again in New York. Houston leads at 5-2 in the 7th. Seattle lost earlier today. Philly beat them 4-3. That's good news for the Indians in their pursuit of a potential wild card spot. That's the way things stand at the moment. Forgot about Toronto. They won. They beat Milwaukee 9-5 earlier. Swing and a miss. Santana chased one in the dirt. Strikeout number 5 for TJ House, and there are 2 down here in the 5th.
Well, there's that breaking ball that has good tilt to it. That about 3 starts ago, when they raised that arm angle up a couple inches, he's had good break to it. Better sink to things going down and away from the right-handers. 5 strikeouts. Out number 2 in inning number 5.
Now Brian Dozier, who has singled and struck out And he takes a first pitch strike. Lays off a breaking ball in the dirt. Eric Fryer, who led off the inning with a walk, it's at second base with 2 down. And that gets away from Perez, but not far enough for Fryer to go anywhere. Not sure, maybe he got crossed up. I don't think he was so much that he got crossed up. He just made a bad pitch. He was sitting inside for it. And as you saw, the pitch was outside, off the plate. Down and in, 3-1. Bullseye, full count.
No, I thought he might be looking for a certain pitch.
I was thinking the same thing. I was
when you have
surprised
20 home runs, man.
That's a 3-1 fastball count. Maybe he's thinking he's not going to throw me a fastball.
Unless he's sitting on his changeup or something else. But when you get 3-1 and you're down a few runs, I would think looking for that heater.
Popped up foul, back out of play. Got the fastball that time and swung at it.
You know, he doesn't want to walk. You know, to bring the tying run to the plate. It's just hitters counts. And you never know what hitters are thinking. They're going up there and they have their game plan, and you know, you stick to it. So he obviously wasn't looking for that pitch in a 3-1 count.
Breaking ball hit foul. So far tonight, TJ Howe, 60% of his pitches have been strikes. He's walked 2, struck out 5. He's given up 4 hits. Oh, pounded that one right down off of his own foot. Right off the toe. Yowza. Hit foul. Dozier out in front of it and hit it hard, but it was an off-speed pitch. Roberto Perez wants to know exactly what House would like to throw here. Dozier's such a tough out. I don't know if he's like this for everybody, because as you pointed out earlier, it's hard to believe he's only batting .232 because every at bat with him seems like it's a just
plus he walks a lot too.
Yeah. And he walks again here. It's his 3rd walk already in the series, and there are 2 on with 2 out now, and Joe Mauer's coming to the plate.
Yeah, I figured Mickey Callaway is going to come out and have a little chat with House. They may be getting that bullpen up right now. I see some scattering going on.
Yeah, first time tonight the Indians bullpen is going to spring into action. You know, it might be overblowing it, Rick, to say Terry Francona is going to manage every game the rest of the season like it's playoffs. You can't do that. There's too many games left to burn through 6 guys a night, 7 guys a night out of your bullpen. But I think when he has the lead from here on out, when you get to these type of situations, I don't think he's going to hold anything back.
Well, with House going through the lineup now for the 3rd time, you got to really be careful. And he's walked 2 guys in this inning. And you're getting through into the middle part of that lineup, so he's got to get somebody up. And you have a 3-0 lead. You're not going to. They haven't hit their way out in this inning.
Joe Mauer takes. It's a strike. Yeah, actually a little uncharacteristic from what we've seen this year from T.J. House, for him to walk 2 guys in the inning, especially working with the lead. That's usually when he's all the more aggressive. Bouncing ball weakly hit to short. Ramirez will go to first, and the inning is over. T.J. House works out of trouble again, and Minnesota has now stranded 6 on the night. Fan photo of the game. You can tweet your photos to us. Just use the hashtag STOFanPhoto for a chance to have one of yours shown during our telecast this year, courtesy of AT&T. Indians have the lead by a score of 3-0. 6th inning, it will be Santana, Kipnis, and Walters due up for the try. Low and away. No, at the knees on the outside corner, a strike. Santana nearly hit one out in the 2nd inning, and then he doubled to right field in the 4th. So he's seen the ball twice really well tonight. Put 2 good swings on the ball. And a breaking ball drops in 0-2.
Change ups, curve balls, everything slow. This is start number 10 here for Nolasco in this ballpark, and in 6 of his 9 starts he's pitched at least 6 innings. He's trying to get through the 6th here.
Bounced it in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one took off on him, and now a full count. Back out of play.
You know, they get down on Santana. They get him 0-2, and they start, you know, trying to get him to chase bad pitches, and he rarely does. He gets it back to a full count, then fouls off a couple pitches. And like you said yesterday, he's like that multivitamin, 1 a day. He usually gets that walk every day. There it is.
Set your watch to it, right?
No kidding.
Leadoff man aboard for the Indians. Here's our in-game recap brought to you by Toyota. Zach Walters crushed a ball in the 2nd inning for his 3rd home run as an Indian gave him a 1-0 lead. Then in the 4th, RBI double by Jason Kipnis. RBI single, broken bat job by Mike Aviles. And to this point, TJ House has made it stand up 3-0. Leadoff man aboard, big. This could be really big for Cleveland. They add on here, they go a long way toward just sucking the life out of this Minnesota club.
You get into the middle part of the game. That's how you continue to do it. You just keep adding on and keep going after it. And that's what I was talking about last night, when you sense a little desperation with this ball club, because they continue to put good at bat after good at bat every inning. It's not like you go out and have a smooth 1-2-3 inning. And anytime, I mean, you sense that when you're playing a divisional foe.
By the way, Rick, Redbird tells me that for Santana, 6th straight game he's drawn a walk. It's the 3rd time he's had a 6-game walk streak this year.
Okay. So like we're talking, 1 a day.
Just did catch the corner. Kipnis does not agree with Dale Scott.
Well, it's certainly not one you want to swing at, unless you have to.
Puts him behind in the count now, 1-2. That one tailing away. And we're back to even now. If I remember right, back in the 4th, it was a breaking ball that Kipnis,
a slider, yep,
hit the right field to drive in that run. There it was again. This one had good downward biting action to it. And Kip swings right over the top. 4th K for Nolasco, 1 down here in the 6th. Back to the studios we go for a Mazda game break. All right, thanks, Al. It's a final in Tampa. The Tigers shut out the Rays 6-0. Yankees losing at home to Houston 5-2. They're now in the 8th. Seattle already lost. Toronto won. Zach Walters homered in the 2nd, fly to left in the 4th. Walters just destroyed one to deep right, but foul. Holy mackerel.
If you go down in the nitro zone, watch out. What did we hear after he hit that home run from our dugout? Way to go, Cabby.
He was coming into the dugout, and yeah, the guys were saying, way to go, Cabby. So nothing gets lost in a clubhouse.
No. Yep, that's one pitch he's going to have to learn to lay off. He, to me, is a very good low ball hitter, just from what I've seen him in a short period of time. He may take a good swing at times on a pitch upstairs. That one's a little too far, but he fouls it straight back. He is an excellent low ball hitter, and he will learn how to take that pitch belt high or above.
By the way, Cabby in 15 games with the Nationals, batting .263, a homer, 8 ribbies. 28-year-old is helping the Nationals, and they're on fire right now. Washington playing their best baseball of the season. That might have hit Walters.
How
did that miss him?
I don't know.
And Santana's caught between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, now you just run at him. He did the exact. You make him make a commitment on which way he wants to break.
2 down. Walters going out to talk to Dale Scott. I think he's saying that ball hit him. And Zach's looking into Terry Francona. I don't know how it didn't hit him, to be honest with you.
Let's take a look. It bounced. Let's see if it bounces up. Maybe it skimmed his knee.
Got him on the hand.
The hand, I thought he said it hit his leg. This is, you know, every time we see something that's supposed to hit a guy, it's hard to pick up on a camera.
This one's a little easier to pick up because it hit the ground first. Watch this ball hit the dirt, and as it comes up, it's going to hit him right on the hand. You can see the ball change spin. The spin direction changed.
I was still looking for his knee.
No, look up. I think it hits him on the hand after it bounced in the air, and I think that's probably why Walters went to the umpire, because it was pretty evident that the ball hit him.
Well, if that's the case, it hits him, then Santana gets back out there, and you've got first and second.
Well, the Indians have challenged it. And to be honest with you, I don't think there's any way Dale Scott could have seen it. Usually if a ball hits a batter on the fly, they can hear the tick.
Yeah.
With that one, because it hit the dirt, he's blocked out. There's no way he could have seen it. Let's see what the replay guys say. No, they won't overturn it.
No.
That's crazy. I'm convinced the ball hit him.
So it is confirmed.
I'm curious to talk to Zach after the game, because he would know for sure if it hit him or not, but it looks like it hits him right there on the hand. The ball would have kept going. It would have hit Dale Scott. If it didn't hit Zach, the ball would not have stopped magically in midair like that.
Well, we can't hear what they're talking about and what they were looking for, so we do not know.
In any event, there are 2 down. That definitely changes the complexion of the inning. Could have been 2 on and 1 out. Instead, 2 down and nobody on base. And Walters pops it back out of play. Strikes him out, ends the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, 3-0 Cleveland. 6th. Kenny Vargas going to lead off for Minnesota.
House will be on a short leash in this inning as they have Indians double barrel action going in their bullpen.
We saw Kenny Vargas in batting practice today hit one halfway up the third deck in left field. He has that kind of crazy power. This spring, during batting practice at Hammond Stadium where the Twins play their spring training games, he hit the light tower.
Oh, wow.
They said he hit the top row of lights and the thing carried him 50 feet back onto the field. David Ortiz said, I can't even hit one up there.
Light tower power, huh?
Now, again, Rick, whether it translates, that's what the Twins are going to try to find out. It's one thing to do it in batting practice.
Well, yeah, he's a big kid, but, he already has 3 home runs this year. He's driven in the runs. That's it, the run producer. Always nice to have he's a switch hitter in the big part of your lineup. Look at this.
How about Jose Ramirez almost made a spectacular play after the ball clanged off the side of Mike Aviles' glove. It went right to Ramirez, but Vargas going to beat it out. And the Twins have their leadoff man aboard again.
Well, there's the play by Aviles. It's sort of a in-between hop for him. It deflects off his glove. Ramirez is backing up, and he just can't get anything on the throw.
Error will be charged to Aviles. But as you say, that's a tough in-between hop. You either make it or you don't.
'97th error for the Indians.
4th time in 6 innings Minnesota has had their leadoff man aboard. And they've had runners on base in all but 1 inning tonight. Arcia with a single in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. That's hit high in the air, deep right field. Dickerson backpedaling, looking up. And he makes the catch. Holy mackerel. That ball just missed getting out of here. That little section of seating that juts out above the fence in right field. It looked like it came down right in front of it. And Dickerson might have been underneath that overhang when he made the catch. Take another look.
That's like an old Tiger Stadium where the upper deck protruded over the lower deck, and it looked like he did have a chance, and it's tough to tell. It was high up and up there for a while, but you get back, look at him feeling for the wall, and he comes in a step, and that scare is enough for Terry Francona to make a move. He is going to his bullpen now.
TJ House goes 5 1/3 here tonight. Shutout baseball. He's responsible for the runner at first, and we got a timeout now for our Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen. CC Lee will be the first man into the fray tonight for Cleveland. T.J. House, who went 5 1/3. He did have 3 walks, but he did not allow a run. Struck out 5. C.C. Lee with 1 out here in the 6th, facing Trevor Plouffe, who is 0 for 2 on the night. And it's up high, ball 1. Smash to center, base hit. And Minnesota has 2 on with 1 out here in the 6th.
C.C. Lee last night went a third of an inning. There's a fastball down Broadway, and Plouffe takes advantage of it. Drilled it right back up the middle. That's 5 hits now for Minnesota, all singles. They'll have 2 men on with 1 man out.
Eduardo Escobar 1 for 2 on the night. He's single in the 2nd, fly to center in the 4th. Escobar, switch hitter. Has 3 hits in the series, all 3 singles. To center field. Dorn makes the grab. Tagging at 2nd is Vargas, and he'll go to 3rd, but now there are 2 down in the inning. Boy, Rick, some really bad news tonight for the Angels. Garrett Richards was carted off the field on a stretcher in the 2nd inning. He was covering first base, and his left knee buckled. He had to be helped onto a stretcher, helped off the field. All that they've announced to this point it's a patellar injury to his left knee, but
that's unfortunate.
Didn't look good, doesn't sound good, and that's a huge blow for the Angels. You're right, he's having a special year.
Yeah, he was 13-4 going into the night. Young man with a very promising future.
Yeah. Eric Fryer looks at the ball inside. He's 0 for 1. He walked in the 5th. Rolled toward 3rd. Throw to first by Aviles, right on the money. 2 more stranded for the Minnesota Twins. 3-0 Cleveland through 6.
Inside Target Field for all those Michael Brantley fans out there. Make sure you have your tickets for Labor Day. The Detroit Tigers will be in town, and 12,500 fans through the gates will get to take home your Cleveland All-Star, Michael Brantley's bobblehead that day. For more information, log on to Indians.com right now. Matt, we'll send it back up to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Katie. 7th inning, 3-0 Cleveland. Still a tight ball game here. Ricky Nolasco will face the bottom third of the Indians order. Action in the Minnesota bullpen. Just over 90 pitches on the night for the Twins right-hander. And Aviles fouls it right back into the seats. Talked last night about the fact that this is a big weekend downtown in Cleveland on Saturday, with the Indians at home, the Browns are at home, and the Gladiators are hosting the Arena League Championship game. Also this Saturday, Rick, coming up will be the reopening, the rededication of League Park.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. There'll be a number of people there. It's a free ceremony for anybody that wants to attend. It's going to begin at 1 o'clock. They put over $6 million into renovating the facility. There's a turf field now on the exact same
layout of
dimensions and field that originally the League Park played on. Bounce to first base, diving stop by Mauer, and a flip to Nolasco for out number 1. Terrific play by the Twins first baseman.
Very good play. He's a big dude, man. He's about 6'5". And when he can go over and have that range into the hole, he covers a lot of ground. He's off the bag. Aviles again did a nice job, but he dives, smothers it, puts it in the glove, and a nice easy flip. Good play by Joe Mauer. That's another one. Mike thought, all right, I got another hit.
Yeah, that would have
been. So you see that glove go down there.
Would have been his third of the night. Instead, he's out number 1, and here's Chris Dickerson, who is 0 for 2. You think back, though, in terms of historical ballparks, and granted now, but the oldest standing parks are Fenway and Wrigley Field.
Yeah, Wrigley, right?
Yeah, and but League Park, I mean, it dates back to the 1800s when the Cleveland Spiders started playing as a National League team. Base hit for Dickerson. He pulls one beyond Mauer. And the Indians have a 1-out base runner here in the 7th inning. So while the stadium isn't still there, the grounds still exist. The ticket office, the original part of the building, is still there. That's been renovated as well. So it's just nice that, you know, that little piece of Cleveland sports history. And you think that Babe Ruth played there.
Right. You go back to see some of the names that did play.
Cy Young played there. So that's kind of cool, and it's great that the city and with so many other people that have put time and financial resources into it to keep it there. I mean, just to make sure that it still has its place. Roberto Perez with a double in the 3rd and a ground out in the 4th. And Perez couldn't help himself.
Thinking he was going to get that fastball, that heater, first pitch, but guess what? You got your 1 for the night, and you doubled.
Now Perez, I don't know, did he crack the bat?
Yeah, he must see there. Sometimes you go up there and maybe a hairline crack in that bat that you never realized before taking it up.
keeping a close eye on Dickerson.
Well, they know that Cleveland can be a little more aggressive with a 3-run lead, so they cannot allow the Indians to score anymore. So they have to control them and try and keep them right here at 3-0 for their offense to try and find something. They only have 5 hits today.
Look at Dickerson. His body language says it all. It's like, okay, stop throwing over. You're wearing me out.
That's how you get average guys to quit running. Throw over there 3-4 times.
Down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. I thought maybe Dickerson would take off just so they'd stop throwing over to first. Good off-speed pitch. Every once in a while tonight, Nolasco's been able to go to his curveball and just drop one over the plate.
He's gone into that later in the game from about the 5th inning on, about the last 2 to 3 innings.
Right field, but foul. I thought maybe it had a chance to get inside the chalk, but no dice for Roberto Perez. He stays down on the count 1-2.
Fans haven't been able to do a lot of cheering tonight, so they're trying to get something going and get the blood flowing. Trying to get this wave going here in Target Field.
Well, the Indians have strung together 14 consecutive scoreless innings pitched against Minnesota now in the series. So you're right, they haven't had much to get excited about. Tonight Minnesota has had chances, but they have left 8 on base. Driven to deep left field, down the line. It is a foul ball.
Well, he had that hanging breaking ball. He just was a little quick on it. That was the mistake. He hammered it. He was just a hair out in front. There it was. He's saying, please stay fair, but he realized, no, he knew it. The hitters know it as soon as it leaves the bat. Anytime, if you go to a ballpark and you see a fly ball that's going to be down the line, just watch the hitter. They usually tell you if it's fair or foul, just with body chemistry.
Down low, he wouldn't chase. 2-2. Perez putting up a pretty good at bat here as Nolasco is going over the 100 pitch mark. Twins have a left-hander and a right-hander ready in the bullpen. You see the left-handed bat Michael Bourne waits on deck. Runner going, breaking ball, strike 3 called. Dickerson with a steal. But there are 2 down in the inning. 3rd stolen base of the year for Chris Dickerson.
Picked the right pitch to steal on, the slow curveball. That's the one you want to run on, but it was a strike for Perez. See, it buckles in. Fryer comes up, makes a throw, and it looks like Dozier just whiffed on that ball. But there was no harm.
6 2/3 innings for Ricky Nolasco. He leaves after striking out his 6th batter of the night, but he trails 3-0. We've got a timeout for a pitching change. A pretty solid effort, all things considered, with the way his season has been this year for Minnesota. Gave up 3 runs, but his team didn't score him any. So he's out, and Caleb Thielbar is coming in. Left-hander with a runner at second and 2 down. He'll be facing Michael Bourne, who was 0 for 3 on the night.
Yeah, as I mentioned, this is a big run out there for the Indians. Thielbar for the 46th time.
Michael Bourne gets a breaking ball into center field. It drops for a hit. Coming around third, Chris Dickerson, the throw to the plate, not in time. He goes in head first awkwardly, but slides in safely, and the Indians lead it 4-0. And Dickerson got up and kind of said, oh, yeah, not exactly how I planned it, but hey, I'm home and I'm safe, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, you never really want to go into home plate head first. Bourne picks out a breaking ball, and that first pitch, he doesn't waste any time. And I'll tell you, in the second half of last year, he was really clutch at driving in some key runs, and I'll tell you, this is a big one. Ooh. Yeah, you see, he couldn't get his arm extended. So that makes it a 4-0 game, and Bourne with a big RBI there. Now that's a little dejection now for the Minnesota Twins, the way they've been swinging the bats.
So all 4 charged in Nolasco tonight. Jose Ramirez base hit his last time up.
They were able to get to their first reliever last night, Brian Dunsing, where they got 3 hits off him. They come in, they didn't waste any time, jumped on the first pitch of Caleb Thielbar. 9 hits now for the Indians.
Well, you know, Rick, one of our keys to the game was the igniter, Michael Bourne. And we said at the time, because he had just struck out when we put the graphic up, later in the game, for yesterday, that's what it was, and here again tonight.
Yeah. Yep. And, you know, he's in that spot. As I mentioned, last year he did such a good job at driving in runs. And, you know, you don't consider him an RBI guy, but you get him in a situation. He's no slouch.
Well, he's a veteran. He understands his game, what he can do.
He gets it. They might be talking to Dickerson about that slide.
There's a base hit by Ramirez. He has 2 hits on the night. Stopping at second is Bourne. A little misplay out there right by Arcia, but not enough for Bourne to keep on rolling. So back-to-back singles off Thielbar. Take one last look at the awkward slide into home by Dickerson.
Rather not. Look at, he's worried about the helmet. Well, here he comes. He's going to go, and it's always dangerous going head first. His right hand got stuck on him. It didn't slide out in front. It stuck and it went underneath him, so he couldn't brace anything. That's what you call the face plant.
That sometimes is when you see freakish oddball injuries occur. Something like that, where you expect your hand to slide and it just kind of sticks in the dirt. Luckily, he appears to be A-OK, but whew, not exactly how you draw it up. 2 on, 2 out. A run in. Indians lead at 4-0. Paints the outside corner. Out of play. Missed outside. Two on, two out, a run in. Indians extending their advantage to 4-0. And it's in the dirt. Just a reminder, tomorrow our game to wrap up the series, scheduled to start at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Corey Kluber against Phil Hughes, both 13-game winners. Potential for a tremendous pitching matchup tomorrow. Again, 1 o'clock Eastern time. We'll be here on Sports Time Ohio to wrap up the series for you. 3-2. Runners go, and a foul ball. I say scheduled to start at 1 because the forecast tomorrow has storms and thunderstorms in the area.
Nah, it's Minnesota. It never rains, sir.
Well, the other night we landed. It was pouring at the airport, but it never rained downtown.
Let's hope that's how it goes tomorrow.
Now the 3-2 pitch. And again, the runners go, and the ball's hit pretty well deep left field. Schaefer on the run. He makes a basket-style catch to end the inning. Jordan Schaefer saves further damage for Minnesota. Indians tack on a run to their lead, and it's now 4-0 Cleveland as we've reached the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Spitzer Auto World. Life is hard. Buying a car shouldn't be. And a look in tonight at Target Field from our Panini's Overstuffed Cam. Scott Atchison will be the third Indians pitcher tonight. Comes on to pitch the 7th. He's got the number 9 hitter Jordan Schaefer, then Danny Santana and Brian Dozier. Atchison yesterday signed a contract extension for next year and an option for the season after that, and then went out, pitched another scoreless inning of relief.
Everybody was out of that bullpen last night. They were down to only one guy that they didn't use, Josh Tomlin.
Speaking of the bullpen, here's Scott Atchison.
We got a great group of arms and a great group of guys that I think they get it. They understand, what it takes. And I think you've already seen it, obviously, with Cody and with Brian and with Zepp from now multiple years of doing the same thing and having success. And those are obviously some of the things you always are concerned about.
When a manager can go to that bullpen and have veterans back there, makes him feel a little more secure about going out there as many times as he can.
Yeah. Fly ball to left field. Michael Brantley runs it down. August 29th, back on high school football's road to glory every Friday. Biggest matchups of the week. It all culminates our state championship coverage December 4th through the 6th from Ohio Stadium in Columbus here on Sports Time Ohio. During the baseball season, you'll see high school football immediately after our Indians coverage here on Sports Time Ohio. That's a week from this Friday. To center field. Michael Bourne has it measured.
Nice quick inning, Atch.
1, 2, 3 to go to Minnesota Twins. Authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Indians Live, presented by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care, comes up right after the ballgame here on Sports Time Ohio. Indians on top 4-0, 8th inning. Minnesota goes back to their bullpen as Anthony Swarzak comes on. The right-hander will be facing 4, 5, and 6 in the Indians' order here. Santana, Kipnis, and Walters.
Last time we were in Minnesota, he got a spot start instead of for Kyle Gibson and ended up getting the win. What was it? His first appearance and his first start in what, 78?
There it is, the one start on the stat sheet.
And it was a win.
Yeah, he pitched really well. But at the same time, I don't recall specifically who it was, but I know one of the Indians players after that game said, you know what, I'm not saying anything against Swarzak, but he said, That's on us.
I
That was
know.
an
I
awful
know who it
performance.
was. I think he's standing on deck.
Yep. Fly ball to deep center, but back there is Danny Santana, retiring Carlos Santana for out number 1. In-game box score brought to you by Hyundai. Michael Bourne drove in the last run of this game. The first one was driven in by Zach Walters, who homered back in the second. And then a pair of hits by Kipnis and Aviles drove in runs for the Indians in the fourth. Jason 1 for 3 tonight. 2 for 7 now in the series. It's a final in New York. The Astros beat the Yankees 5-2. Second night in a row, the Astros beat the Bronx Bombers. And they are bombing in a big way. Indians hang on to win. They'll move ahead of New York in the wild card race. Swing and a miss. Right over the top. A good tight breaking ball for Swarzak. 2 down. As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Second deck job. Look at the reaction. Yeah, he mashed it. Zach had a big 2 RBI hit in the game last night on the Indians' comeback win, and he staked him to the lead.
I'm curious to see where, he's got to get a chance to play some defense here because he's been DHing all the time. We'll see if he gets any opportunity to play shortstop where he was playing most of his of the time.
Well, Rick, the other thing that you like about a young player in particular is all 3 of his home runs have given the Indians the lead.
Yeah. Well, one walk-off and then the other one 1-0.
Yeah.
In the Kluber's last start, and then right here 1-0. Yeah, if you hit solo home runs, make them count. He has.
And the thing about Zach Walters is maybe you could make a case and say eventually he's going to have to scale back his aggressiveness at the plate, but that's a lot easier to teach than the other way around.
Oh yeah, I like the aggressiveness. Get after it. If you see something you like, go ahead. You can always back off. And then
I think the big thing is as long as you're swinging at your pitch, if you like it, if you're looking for it and it's your pitch, as you've said, if it's early in the count, that's okay.
Yeah.
But don't get caught swinging at a breaking ball when you're sitting fastball and swing anyway.
Well, the thing of it is that you learn that from playing time, from getting to know pitchers, from the little things, and playing at bats.
The 2-2. And he drives one to left field. Oh, what an outstanding catch by Jordan Schaefer in left field. Are you kidding me? He just robbed Walters of probably a double, maybe a triple if that gets by him. Nice play. Slow-mo replay, another look at the terrific grab by Jordan Schaefer. He had to run a long way to go get that thing.
Look at the webbing. That ball coming, taking a peek out of the webbing. He caught it right where you have to, but he better tighten those. Right. He better tighten the strings up on that. That was a fine running catch. Look at that.
It almost left through the back door.
Yeah.
Nick Hagedorn will pitch for the Indians now in the 8th inning. 23rd appearance of the year. He's got Mauer, Vargas, and Arcia due up for Minnesota. Scott Atchison worked to 1-2-3-7. High fastball upstairs, ball 1. That fastball is in the zone.
Tell you what, Hagedorn's been on a nice roll. He is starting to get it. If this guy could start throwing his breaking ball for strikes to go along with that good fastball, hitters could be in trouble.
Wrapped right back up the middle. So Mauer has his first hit of the night. And the Twins again have their leadoff man on base.
Well, they've had their opportunities today with the leadoff man. There you'll see a fastball up and out over the plate that Mauer takes advantage of and hits it up the middle. One thing though, all Minnesota hits tonight have been singles, 6 of them.
5 out of the 8 innings they've had their leadoff man aboard. The Twins' problem is they haven't been able to get him home. They have stranded 8 on the night. Kenny Vargas 0 for 3. That's hit a ton. Deep left. Back is Brantley, and he'll make the catch. That didn't even get to the warning track, and off the bat looked like it was going to go maybe into the second deck. So that's out number 1. And it will bring up Oswaldo Arcia. Saturday, baseball on Fox Sports 1 returns with a doubleheader as Buster Posey and the Giants take on the Nationals, and Freddie Freeman and the Braves square off against the Reds. Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Cincinnati Reds are scuffling. They're losing 5-0 to St. Louis in the 8th. And Cincinnati has lost 5 in a row now.
Let's take a look at where that ball hit, Matt. See on our fan cam, that was down on the trademark. Yeah. You can see he didn't get extended all the way. So it got in on him a little bit, and it kept him from driving it.
Beg your pardon. That would be Cincinnati's 5th straight loss if they don't rally. Down 5-0 to St. Louis. Pittsburgh finally stopped their 7-game losing streak. They beat Atlanta tonight 3-2. Milwaukee and St. Louis, though, still in a tight race there. At the top of the standings, Milwaukee with a 2.5-game lead. But they lost, so St. Louis wins. It'll be a 1.5 games. The Cardinals are looking pretty good. Washington has won 9 in a row. They lead the NL East. Hagedorn gets a swing and a miss from Oswaldo Arcia and strikes him out 2 down.
That's the pitch I'm talking about. But if he can throw this pitch for strikes, especially the left-handers, he's in for business, baby. So he gets his strikeout. That'll be out number 2, and Francona coming to the mound. His Shaw's up getting loose. He's going to face the right-hander Trevor Plouffe.
So a timeout with 2 down here in the 8th, and the Indians on top 4-0. right after the game here on Sports Time Ohio. Brian Shaw with 2 down and a runner at first here in the 8th inning will face Trevor Plouffe. With Shaw coming on here in the 8th, Rick, I wonder if Terry Francona, being that at least at the moment it's not a safe situation, would still go to Cody Allen anyway?
Well, we'll see. Shaw only pitched a third of an inning, only had a couple pitches, 2 pitches last night. So if anybody, he could be the multi-inning guy today.
Try to get 4 outs with Shaw, maybe?
Yeah, because it's a quick turnaround now.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a noon game here tomorrow, so we'll see how he does it. If he gets him up, he brings him in. And Terry's not opposed to bringing him in into a 4-0 game either.
Under normal circumstances, you'd sit there and think to yourself, well, I've got Kluber going tomorrow, and
that's
chances are he's. But what if you get rain and all of a sudden there are a lot of different things could happen now.
Yeah, but you can't worry about it. You win tonight's game and do that. But you're right. The ace in the hole, you've got Kluber going tomorrow. If everything goes well, he's going to take you deep into the game.
You shouldn't need a lot of bullpen action tomorrow. Minnesota probably feels the same way. They've got Phillip Hughes going, and he's been very good for the Twins this season.
Yeah, the Twins are on an extended homestand. Are they on a 10-gamer, 10-day, 11 games? They got a doubleheader, I think, Saturday against Detroit. I know that.
Yeah, 10-day, 11 games. And Kansas City beat them 3 out of 4. Indians with a chance to make it 2 straight. Twins have dropped a season worst 14 games below the 500 mark. And a loss tonight would send them to 55-70. Three and 2, and you don't want to screw around here and put people on base. Payoff pitch, runner goes, popped him up. Shaw went right at him, as you knew he would. And Dickerson makes the grab to end the inning. We'll go to the 9th. Cleveland 4, Minnesota nothing. To the 9th inning, and let's peek back at our Wayside Furniture keys to the game. Michael Bourne did come up with a 2-out RBI single in the 7th, continuing his role at top of the lineup. And boy, you can't say enough about the way the Indians have pitched lately. TJ House got a double play ball behind him in the first, and the Indians have just continued to stymie Minnesota. That's 16 consecutive scoreless innings now in the series.
Yeah, the starters have been really, they've been respectable when you think from the second half. They posted a 3.46 ERA coming into tonight in the second half.
Samuel Deduno, we've seen him in a starter's role before, working out of the bullpen. Mike Aviles crushes the ball to deep left field. Long gone into the second deck for Aviles. And then it caroms down out of the field.
What a night Mike has had.
Home run number 5, his second RBI of the night, give him 31 on the year. And his 3-hit performance has helped pace the Tribe. They lead it now 5-0.
You don't hit many that far, but I'll tell you what a good feeling. That looked like a spinner that stayed right in the middle of the plate, right into his happy zone. He gives it a long ride. That's his 3rd hit, 2nd RBI. He has a stolen base. He's had a very good night.
Chris Dickerson takes a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Well, Aviles has been that true everyday utility man for the Indians. I mean, with the trade of Asdrubal Cabrera, with injuries at times, he's played third, he's played short, he's played second, he's played the outfield, he's done a little bit of everything. And with more playing time, he's starting to
when it comes to with Terry Francona knowing now it's must win. You see his name in that lineup every day now.
Yep. 1 down as Dickerson strikes out here in the ninth. Roberto Perez 1 for 3 with a double. Down low, 2-0. Three balls, no strikes. And now 3-1.
That was the one thing about Deduno when he was in the starting rotation for the Twins. He has good stuff, but he has a tough time finding the strike zone at times.
Well, here, I'm going to back you up on that. He made 8 straight starts from the, let's see, from May 6th to June the 14th. In those 8 starts, he walked 19, struck out 23.
Yeah.
And gave up 5 home runs. So you walk a couple and give up a homer, and all of a sudden it turns into a big inning. And that, he's got a good arm.
Yes, he does. But
there
consistently, he can't throw strikes.
So far in the inning, he's given up a home run. He struck out a batter and he's walked one. And that's sort of been his track record. And that's why he's working out of the bullpen. Michael Bourne, 1 for 4 tonight. As Terry Ryan, and I quoted him earlier tonight, he said, we've got bodies, we've got names, we've got participants, but we don't know right now who fits where as far as pitching roles.
Yeah, we're not handing anything out for 2015.
But the only thing that's in stone is Glenn Perkins is the closer on this club.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet.
Did that hit him? No signal from Dale Scott.
Just a wild pitch.
Breaking ball. Did you see that thing take a right?
Yeah.
As soon as it hit the spin on that breaking ball, jump back the other way. There is absolutely nothing.
Swung on and missed it. A ball that just the bottom fell out of it. And now Bourne in the hole, 1-2. Mike Aviles' home run here in the ninth has extended the Tribe's lead to 5-0. Time called. I mean, really, can it take that long to figure out what you're going to throw here?
Catcher may be thinking about, well, I'm going to throw somewhere I'm not going to get hit again.
Here's the 1-2. Backed up on him. Colorado beating Kansas City tonight, 5-2. They're in the 8th inning. Missed outside. And a full count. Jose Ramirez waiting on deck. And a jolt to left field, but Jordan Schaefer grabs the liner. 2 away. That'll bring up Jose Ramirez, who's chipped in with a pair of singles tonight. Hit on the ground to short. Escobar throws him out. And the inning is over. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth here at Target Field. The homer by Mike Aviles has the Indians sitting pretty, 5-0. The Indians with a 5-0 lead over Minnesota as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Brian Shaw got the last out of the 8th. He'll try to finish here in the ninth with the bottom third of the Minnesota order due up. Eduardo Escobar, Eric Fryer, and Jordan Schaefer. Shaw delivers a first pitch strike. Escobar was backing away.
Taking all the way, making him throw a strike, down by 5.
Back to the screen. Bounce towards the second baseman. Jason Kipnis has it, and he throws him out one away. Again, a reminder, tomorrow Indians live at 12:30 Eastern time, and Indians Twins wrap up the series at 1 o'clock right here on Sports Time Ohio. Little broken bat bouncer towards Kipnis. 2 down. So 2 down, and Jordan Schaefer 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. And it's fouled down the left side. Missed inside. High pop, center field. Michael Bourne is there, and he makes the catch. 17 consecutive scoreless innings pitched for the Indians. They blanked the Twins tonight 5-0. Tribe has won 7 out of 9 to go 64-61 on the year. They've won the series here in Minneapolis, and now a chance to sweep tomorrow. TJ House gets the win. He goes to 2-3. The loser, Ricky Nolasco, falls to 5-9. And with the loss, Minnesota falls a season worst 15 games below the 500 mark. They're now 55-70. So all in all, a very workmanlike effort by the Indians tonight. Got the early lead, played pretty sound fundamentally on defense, made the plays. TJ House in the bullpen shut them down.
You know, Minnesota got their leadoff man aboard a number of times tonight, but they couldn't hit with runners in scoring position. House made his pitches. I like what the offense did. They added on. They scored in 4 of the 9 innings. You know, and that's the thing. Continue those good at bats.
Here's something else. The Indians won last night, so now when they win game 1 of a series, they have won 14 series and lost only 1, and that 1 series loss was to these Twins back in Cleveland.
Early. Okay, I got you. Right.
So normally when the Indians this year, when they win the first game of a series, they're money in the bank, and they've done it again here in Minneapolis. But now a chance to finish it off with a sweep tomorrow. Before we get to that, our key play of the game brought to you by KeyBank.
Well, let's go back to that second inning, and it's going to be how the Tribe gets the lead. Zach Walters gets a pitch down into his happy zone, and he is going to drill it into right field up there in the second deck. Hit it over 400 feet. Nolasco couldn't believe it. He hits his 3rd home run. Got the Indians on the board. The key play of the game. From Key Bank, right there, Zach Walters. As the players in the clubhouse said, way to go, Cabby.
Yeah, that was good stuff. The Indians win it by a final score tonight of 5-0. Stay tuned. Indians Live, presented by Conrad's, is coming up next. Katie has Zach Walters. Rick and I will be along as well.